Hello, my name is Teeny Dragon. As we're about 50% of the way through Alice now, I thought I'd do a little overview of what's been happening for those people who may be finding it difficult to keep up, like me. So here we are at the start, and don't we look adorable? We are right now in the psychologist's office, and we're talking about our mental state, which is the result of the fire that killed both our parents and our sister. And as you can tell from this mess of blood and guts and the grossness, Alice is not doing very well. Eventually, we return to reality, and there we are with our doctor. All he does is prescribe us some medicine, and we hop through town to find it. As we walk through town to fetch our medicine, we see a white cat who we decide to follow. And this leads us to the exact reason why you should never follow cats. Ah, scary. Luckily, or unluckily, we're saved by Nurse Priscilla Witless, and she was one of Alice's caretakers when she was in the asylum. She's an alcoholic, and she uses Alice's false confession of starting the fire to blackmail her into giving her more money and booze. She's not very nice, but she doesn't usually look like that. This is us having a really bad turn, and this is when we end up in Wonderland. Look at us go! Woo! And this is where I introduce the Cheshire Cat, our riddle-loving friend. And this is where we meet our other friend, the Vorpal Blade, or as I like to call it, the Stabinator. I don't really call it that, but look how happy we are! And so starts the long tradition of falling off things. This is the Duchess, and she believes that everything is better with bacon for some reason. She sends us out to shoot pig snouts, such as these, and then we get rewards. And then we do some more falling, and more falling, and even a little bit of face planting for some reason. Why are you face planting the wall, Alice? We fight valiant battles against madcaps and iPods. We find hidden platforms by shrinking, and of course we fall off them, but they're invisible, so give me a break. We meet the Mad Hatter, who we decide to help by getting his body parts back, having been dismembered and betrayed by his closest friends, the Dormouse and the Crazy March Hare. But first, we have to fight this guy, menacing ruin, with an umbrella, because logic. There was that one bug that made Alice just want to keep on running and running and running. And the giant eye. Brrr. This is the Dormouse, the traitor. He has the Mad Hatter's arms. We had to hop, hop, hop across the lava on these moving platforms like little bunnies. How the heck did I do that? I'm not saying anything. No. We were lucky that time. Not so lucky the next time. We faced this room of terror and we survived, because that's who Alice is. She is a survivor. I will save you. It turned out the Dormouse and the Mad Hatter were also incredibly mean to the Dodo. But eventually we managed to defeat the Dormouse, we defeated the March Hare, and we got the arms and legs back of our friend, the Mad Hatter. And would you look at that? Look how easy it is to put them back together. But no one can stop the train that is going through Wonderland and destroying it. The train that the Mad Hatter blames Alice for bringing. We try and answer the mystery of the train as we wander through Wonderland. Unfortunately, the Dormouse and the March Hare decide to have another go at killing us, but as you can imagine, they fail horribly. And so, as we ask the Mad Hatter for answers, but he only gives us more questions and drinks his tea, worst timing ever, we see the train coming towards us, and we're back to reality. A man swears at us at this point, hence my shocked face. We are now in search of Nan Sharp, who Nurse Priscilla said had our rabbit. We see Nan getting beat up by the horrible Jack Splatter, but we can't actually do anything as yet because the game has glitched out and it's decided that we're a ghost. When we can do something, Jack Splatter smashes our head in, sets fire to the place and leaves us all to die. What a gentleman! The trauma of this sends us spiralling back to Wonderland. We're now in the tundra and we're falling to our deaths. And there's also a Yeti.
What the heck?
Look at him. He's so happy.
Oh.
We get our new weapon, the beloved hobby horse. Oh, so good. And we smash people's brains in with him instantly, apart from when they turn us into human icicles. We go down evil ice slide. We answer creepy riddles. We find an abandoned ship that belongs to the sad mock turtle, who it turns out was the conductor of the train until the dormouse and hare kicked him out. He won't answer any questions about the train, however. He only tells us that we have to go and watch the Carpenter show. We get attacked by sharks and down we go into the deluded depths. The journey is not an easy one and we have to fight our way through the sharks. And so we land in the deluded depths and we get a pretty new dress. One of my favourites. We come across the air blowy things of evil, jellyfish of doom, and the worst ones, the drowned sailors. But eventually we make it to town and we get our first glimpse of the Carpenter. We make our way to his show, getting attacked by the stupid evil drowned sailors as we go. And look at that, the blowy thing kills us. When we finally make it to the theatre, it turns out the show can't go on because they're missing the performers. In an effort to get the performers to go back to the theatre, we end up fighting these cannon crabs. We play hide and seek with an old lonely octopus. We play show tunes with the bottlefish who can't sing. And last but not least, we gather the oysters, who for some reason think they're all butterflies. Ooh, I also forgot to mention that you upgrade your weapons using the teeth you collect around Wonderland. I upgraded my hobby horse and it's beautiful. Oh, of course it turns out that the Carpenter and the walrus are really interested in our help and they just stab us right in the back. They leave us to face the worst enemies of all time, but don't worry, they did not defeat Alice. It turns out that to get back to the Carpenter and the walrus, we actually have to save the drowned sailors' souls. I wasn't too happy about this, seeing as they just tried to kill us. Fast forward and their souls are saved. Not that I give a toot.
All anchor and heave to, men. It's the wide and glorious aim for us.
I hate every single one of you. That leads us to this gravity-defying slide.
What are you doing?
And straight onto this, Chubba Chub, Colossal Ruin. Isn't he so beautiful? We eventually make our way back to town, but the sight is not pretty. Everyone's been murdered, the whole place is a bloodbath. As we enter the theatre, we see the walrus has started the show that no one told Alice about, the one in which the oysters are murdered one by one. The Carpenter tells us that we're being betrayed by someone who wants to destroy Wonderland and that we must find the caterpillar if we want to know the truth. But the infernal train enters the theatre and comes for us once again. Back now in the so-called real world, we talk to Radcliffe, who's the family lawyer. Nan told us that he had our stuffed rabbit, so we go and talk to him. But unfortunately, talking to him brings us out in another episode, which means we return to Wonderland. Big goodie for us, we get a new toy. This one is the teapot cannon. And it is extremely difficult to play with. We travel through Wonderland on the path of the caterpillar, and we find ourselves in the mysterious East, which is beautiful, look at it. And it also means that we get a new dress. Yay! It also means new enemies to destroy, such as these samurai wasps. But most importantly of all, I had my hair cut. As we continue on our way to find the caterpillar, we face off against more blowy air thingies, but seriously, what are they called? And we discovered that we can actually hover.
Oh my goodness.
Best find ever. We make our way through the game, but unfortunately it gets buggy at this point and it won't load the enemies properly, so we can't advance. But don't worry, I fixed this in the next part. And actually, this is it. This is where we are. This video was the overview of part 1 to part 19, and even if it didn't make things any clearer, I hope at least it didn't make things more confusing. This game is so unique and crazy, and I just don't want to miss a thing. Just don't want to miss a thing. I hope you enjoyed my singing. Thanks for watching and supporting this playthrough from the beginning, and I will see you on the next one.